My sister knocked my wedding cake onto the floor on purpose, filmed it for content, and said, "Oops." That was the last mistake she ever got to make at my expense. My name doesn't matter. What matters is what I did in the 18 hours after that cake hit the floor. Buckle in. This does not slow down. Quick math before we start. I'm 29, marketing director, Denver, $135,000 plus bonus. My sister Brittany is 23, 2,000 followers, 0 jobs that lasted 6 months, and a 7-year, $18,000 habit of treating me as her personal bank. I want to give you the fast version of those 7 years because you need the weight of it before you get the payoff. It started with a transmission. 18 years old, sobbing on the phone about auditions she was never going to book, and I wired $800 the same day. Never saw it again. When I mentioned it later, Mom had a script ready. She's still figuring things out. That script never changed. It just got more expensive. 800 became 400 for credit cards, then 650 for rent, then 1,200 for an influencer workshop dressed up as professional development. By 22, I'd handed her $18,000. Not $1 came back. Not one thank you either. I started a spreadsheet. Marketing brain, I like data. The pattern was brutal in black and white. Bigger asks, shorter gaps between them, 0 repayment. If this were a client account, I'd have fired her in year 1. Then she found TikTok, and the ask stopped being small. She built an entire persona out of borrowed things. My BMW, my condo, Sarah's $800 necklace lifted straight off the bathroom counter, captioned with blessed and manifestation, while living a life she'd never once paid for. When Sarah asked for the necklace back, Brittany said it looked better on her anyway. I want you to sit with the next part, because this is where it stops being annoying and starts being insane. Sarah and I got engaged. Booked a wedding. 85 people, $38,000, 10 months of saving. Everything paid off by March. Calm. Done. Exactly what we wanted. Then a Tuesday text, mid-meeting. OMG, I found the perfect place. Totally meant to be. A Zillow link. $520,000. Rooftop pool. Concierge. Mom said you'd probably want to help with the down payment as an early wedding gift. $98,000. That's the number she wanted. From a woman fired from Target for tardiness. Credit score somewhere near free fall, 0 savings. Already messaging a realtor before she'd asked me a single question. I said no. She rewrote history on the spot. Suddenly I owed her this because our parents once co-signed my $650 college apartment. Mom called within 2 hours, same rehearsed line. She's family, Tyler. Sometimes we help family, even when it's hard. 7 years. 18 grand. 0 repayment. I was done being anyone's ATM. She did not take no quietly. Instagram stories, one after another. Fake tears, toxic family captions. Some people are threatened by your success. My phone exploded with relatives asking what was wrong. She started commenting on my posts with passive-aggressive digs. Then the real escalation, a TikTok titled POV. Your brother makes 6 figures, but won't help you buy your first home. My estimated salary plastered across the screen. 50,000 views. Hundreds of comments calling me heartless. I blocked her everywhere that night. Now here's the wedding day, and I need you right there with me for this part. June 22nd. Perfect weather. Everything running exactly on schedule, until Brittany showed up 90 minutes late. Uninvited +1 nowhere in sight. Wearing a full white bridal gown, rhinestones and train included, walking straight through my father-in-law's toast like she was the one getting married. 85 guests went dead silent. Sarah's hand went white in mine. Even our photographer stopped shooting. Brittany air-kissed relatives she hadn't spoken to in years and asked catering for a gluten sensitivity accommodation she invented on the spot. Then came the cake. 3 tiers, hand-picked, $950, timed perfectly with our photographer for the one shot we'd been planning for months. Brittany materialized next to us mid-shot, phone already recording. This is definitely going on my story. Sarah, quietly. Brittany, this is our moment. Don't be so selfish. My followers will love this. We stepped away from her camera. Her face went cold. Maybe if you actually cared about family, I wouldn't have to fight for basic attention. And then, while staring directly at me, she, accidentally, bumped the table reaching for her purse. $950 of cake hit the hardwood in slow motion. Buttercream and crushed peonies across the front of Sarah's dress. Oops, my bad. Well, at least it makes for interesting content. She started filming Sarah standing there in ruined cake, crying, while narrating it for her followers. I lost it. Told her to get out of my wedding. Venue security walked her out while she screamed that I was embarrassing her. I want you to think, for 1 second, that this was the worst thing she did that week. It wasn't close. Monday after our honeymoon, 63 missed calls, 300 texts. She'd posted a 20-minute video, My brother's toxic wife got me kicked out of their wedding over nothing, painting herself as the innocent victim of a screaming, physically threatening brother. Every word invented. 3.8 million views. 85,000 comments calling me and Sarah monsters. She'd finally gotten the fame she always wanted, built entirely on lying about us. And in her rush for sympathy, she made one catastrophic mistake. She mentioned my six-figure salary and the exact down payment I'd refused. She handed me, a digital strategy director whose entire job is research and data, every thread I needed to pull. I spent the next week doing what I do professionally, aimed at my own sister. Bank access she'd given me years earlier for budgeting help. Employment records. Credit reports. 3 years of social media activity. $84 in her checking account. $52,000 in credit card debt across 11 cards. Fired from her last 4 jobs. In her Venmo, regular deposits from usernames like Daddy Warbucks 303 and Sugar Daddy Denver, $50 to $200 a pop, captioned, "Thanks for dinner, Daddy." She was an amateur sugar baby broadcasting a fake abundant lifestyle while quietly taking cash from lonely men online. I sent the full file to her prospective landlord. The $520,000 condo application died within 48 hours. I wasn't finished. 3 weeks later, her viral fame already cooling, she launched a new series, exposing my toxic family. Episode 1 accused me of financial abuse, complete with screenshots of fabricated texts where I supposedly called her names and threatened to abandon her. She dared commenters to ask for receipts. I made an anonymous account, commented, "Post the receipts." It blew up. She had to either admit she was lying or double down. She doubled down, posted the fake screenshots the next day. Wrong area code. Impossible timestamps. Vocabulary that wasn't remotely mine. Sloppy, generator-made fakes. I posted my own video from my real account. Walked through every single inconsistency, side by side with our actual, boring, logistical text history. Then I dropped the sugar daddy receipts. She's not a struggling victim of family abuse. She's been catfishing the internet with my success and other people's money for years. When I stopped funding the fantasy, she tried to destroy my reputation for views. 6.2 million views in 3 days. Britney exposed, trending. Her followers collapsed from 78,000 to under 5,000 in a week. Every brand inquiry vanished. The sugar daddy money stopped because nobody wants to fund a publicly exposed liar. Within 2 weeks, her real life caved in completely. Fired, filming TikToks on the clock. Evicted, 4 months behind on rent with no more manipulation income to cover it. Friends quietly disappeared, embarrassed by the scandal. Dating apps banned her once matches started recognizing her. Every door, everywhere, closed at once. And that's when the begging started. 2 months of silence. Then mom, 7 a.m., a Tuesday. She's about to be evicted. No job. No prospects. Sleeping on friends' couches. That's a problem she made herself. She's talking to dangerous men online. I'm scared for her safety. For 1 second, that landed. Then I remembered the fake screenshots, the ruined cake, 7 years of manufactured crises. She's an adult. She figures it out like everyone else has to. Mom cried. I hung up. I blocked her too. For days later, Dad, a man I hadn't spoken to in over a year. We'll pay you back everything. Take out a loan against the house. With what income, Dad? Mom's part-time. You're on disability. We'll figure it out. No, Dad. I'm done. He hung up on me. Then Britney herself, unknown number. I know you blocked me. Just 5 minutes. No response. 2 hours later. I'm sorry about the wedding. About everything. Still nothing. The next day, I'll sign a contract. Pay interest. Work for free. Please. That evening, I'm sleeping in my car behind a laundromat. You're literally my only option. Days of increasingly desperate messages. I answered none of them. Then she showed up at my office. Security called upstairs about a distressed woman in the lobby who looked, in their words, unstable. When I came down, I barely recognized her. Unwashed hair. The same stained hoodie from her last video, slept in for days. 15 pounds gone. Hands shaking. Tyler, thank God. I've been trying to reach you for weeks. I got every message. I just didn't answer. I said I was sorry. I'd do anything to fix this. Apologies only mean something before you run out of other options. Not after. I mean it this time. I know I was entitled, manipulative, selfish. I'll never do it again, I swear. You're right. You won't. Because I'm never giving you another chance to prove that. Her face actually cracked. For the first time in 7 years, I saw something that might have been real. Tyler, I'm homeless. 2 weeks in my car. $40 to my name. Nobody will hire me. They search my name and find all of it. I have nothing. You had everything handed to you and burned it for internet attention. Those were your choices. I know, but I'm your sister. We grew up in the same house. You can't just leave me with nothing. I looked at her, really looked, one last time, at 7 years of manipulation, borrowed jewelry, fake screenshots, a ruined wedding cake, a marriage nearly torched for views. Watch me. I walked back into my building. Security made sure she didn't come back. That night Sarah asked how I felt. Honestly, free. First time in my adult life, I wasn't losing sleep over Brittany's next crisis. Do you think she's actually learned anything? Maybe. Doesn't matter anymore. Some bridges don't survive being burned down with lies. For months later, family gossip filtered through. She'd moved back in with our parents, working a call center job for $11 an hour, had to sell her car to chip at the debt. No more manifestation content. No more lifestyle posts. No more drama videos. Just silence. Exactly the kind she spent 7 years making sure she'd never have to sit inside alone. I don't regret a single hour of those 18. I regret the 7 years it took me to finally use them.